Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Sunday Dharma. My name is Nick, and I'm very grateful to be joining in with you today. I've recently been contemplating a passage that was shared in a Dharma Talk that I watched recently. In it, the founding master describes a practitioner climbing up the side of a mountain, treacherous with very little pre-made path, and the practitioner is very careful, thoughtful of every step, knowing that they might fall if they make a misstep or step on a root or a rock that slips and slides. They make it to their destination safely. However, that same practitioner later, when walking on a flat and open road, trips on a rock and face plants into the ground. And this was an illustration of how when we're in situations that we know we need to be careful, we're often more mindful than when we become comfortable or complacent. And this has been a real reminder to me of engagements with other people, being thoughtful and mindful. Often when we first meet other people, we put forward our best selves in a way that is trying to be respectful to them and show them that we're good and we understand them and we want to be there for them. But then when we're in relationships with people for a long time, whether it be a roommate, a partner, a parent, we start to take that relationship for granted. And it slowly becomes like the smooth road and makes it much more likely that we trip on a rock and say something that we don't mean, hurt that person, or hurt ourselves as a result of that. So I've been contemplating on how to bring that thoughtful awareness and mindfulness into the relationships I've been in for the longest time in my life, to approach them mindfully and compassionately, and not in a way that I'm anxious when I'm engaging with them, but simply approaching it with thoughtful, mindful compassion, and hoping to cultivate some of that harmony in my everyday life. And I hope that you can also do the same. And towards that end, I hope that we can read these essential dharmas of daily practice together on page 11. Essential dharmas of daily practice. The mind is originally free from disturbance, but disturbances arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the equanimity of our true nature by letting go of disturbances. The mind is originally free from delusion, but delusions arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the wisdom of our true nature by letting go of delusions. The mind is originally free from wrongdoing, but wrongdoings arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the precepts of our true nature by letting go of wrongdoings. Let us replace disbelief, greed, laziness, and ignorance with belief, zeal, questioning, and dedication. Let us turn resentment into gratitude. Let us turn dependency into self-reliance. Let us turn reluctance to learn into willingness to learn well. Let us turn reluctance to teach into willingness to teach well. Let us turn a self-serving mind into a mind that serves the good of all. And now, please stand behind your mat. We'll be practicing some Qi Gong movements to prepare our bodies and minds for meditation. Take a moment to stand with your feet about shoulder width apart. Relax your shoulders. And we'll start with a little bit of bouncing at the knees, just gently bouncing. You can let your arms relax Bounce up and down. Bounce a little to the side. Backwards. Forwards. Side to side. And then slowly, gently come back to center, bringing that thoughtful awareness into your body as you come to rest. Breathe in and notice any tension or discomfort. And breathe out, gently releasing and relaxing. This time, breathe in, gathering your hands up, and breathe out, pushing down. Next, breathing in, gather your hands up and push out to the side like you're pushing against the wall. Open up your chest, hold, feel the tension, and breathe out, releasing. Release. One more time. Breathe out, feel the tension. And release. This time, breathing in, reach up towards the sky, look in between your fingers, hold your breath, and release. One more time, breathing in, and up. Release. This time, we're going to do a little bit of a back preparation exercise. So start up with your hands up in the air, reaching up as high as you can. You can get up on your tiptoes and look up. And then breathe out, releasing. Come down to the side with your arms pointed towards the ground. Relax your shoulders. Breathe in and breathe out. Gently bring your hands behind your back and look up towards the ceiling. Breathing in and breathe out. Release. Bring your hands forward, arching your back like a cat stretching. And breathe out, releasing back to center. One more time, reach up. Release down to the ground. Back, looking up. And release back to the front. Gently come to rest at the center. Take a moment to spread your feet a little bit wider apart, kind of like a horse riding stance. And this moment, go ahead and move your weight over to your right leg. And just hold your weight and slowly shift that weight over to the left side. This time, breathing in, swap sides, breathe out, and then reverse to the other direction. And just one more time on both sides. bringing your toes in a little bit, bring your arms up in front of you, and feel the energy in between your palms. As you take a breath in, you're going to push one arm to the side and draw the other arm back like you're drawing a bow. Feel the tension in your arms and fingers, holding your breath, and then breathe out, releasing the bow. Breathing in, go to the other side. And breathe out, back to center. One more time. And breathing out. Back to center. Now, back to shoulder width apart. Take a moment to bring your arms up, and then we're going to breathe in, bending over at the waist, and gather up a small energy ball, or a large energy ball in this case. We're going to bring it up to the side, and then back over our head, and then come back down, resting at the center. Then when you reach the bottom, reverse the direction. You can breathe in as you go up, and breathe out as you go down. One last time. And come to rest at the bottom, gently relaxing your arms, your back, your neck, and then gently pushing down on your tailbone. Allow your body to rise back up to center. One more time, breathe in, gathering up the energy, and breathe out, pushing down. Now, gently bring your feet together and your palms together. Notice any tension or discomfort in your body. Bringing your quiet awareness and focus together. We'll now offer 4 bows to Dharmakaya Buddha Fourfold Grace, either kneeling or standing bows. Please stand behind your mat and use it to support your knees.
Of heaven and earth, honoring the marvelous gift of nature and the universe. With gratitude, I bow to the grace of parents, ancestors, and everyone who has given me life and nurtured me. With gratitude, I bow to the grace of fellow beings, recognizing the truth of interconnectedness. With gratitude, I bow to the grace of laws, which guides us to live in harmony and create mutual well-being.
We have arrived. March 1st has arrived. Our hearts and minds have arrived in this very present moment. Let us sit comfortably, allowing the spine to be upright yet relaxed. Wherever part of your body touching the earth, let the shoulders soften and drop, and the hands rest gently wherever you feel most comfortable. Look straight ahead and then softly close your eyes or open your eyes or somewhere between or lower your gaze. Take a slow deep breath in and a breath out. Let us watch ourselves taking a slow deep breath in and notice the natural flow of our breath. Breathing in and breathing out. March is a threshold, a quiet turning from winter toward spring. We do not force change. We simply greet. We simply witness it. Just like that, let us notice our breaths as they are. Seasons change in their own way. Inhale, newness. Exhale. Inhale. Just like we never greeted this new inhalation. Exhale what has completed. Let us notice our body energy become softer and softened. Notice our minds and energy settled and settled. If there has been any heaviness from the past months, winter months, acknowledge it with kindness. If there has been rest, we honor that too. Just as the earth begins again and again, every moment, I too can begin again. New breath, new awareness, new mind, new moment. With each new inhalation, new cells in our body may arise. We can imagine that too. Let us open our hearts and chest. Be aware of the sensation of whole body, sitting still and calm. In this awareness, let us flow with the rhythm of our breath. The universal tool every of us always carry. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel our lower abdomen tanjan, Qi energy center. Through our tanjan energy, we feel more grounded and connected with this time of Mother Earth. Feeling the steady support of the earth beneath us, let us embrace the light within and around us. Breathe in, breathe out. Together, we meditate for 15 minutes.
prayer chant. First, we'll read the meaning in English. Yongju, the spiritual energy of heaven and earth settles into my being. My spirit penetrates all things as my mind wills. Heaven, earth, and I become one. I am one with the way of heaven and earth.
천지연기 아심정 만사여의 아심정 천지여와 동일체 아여 천지 동심정 영주 천지연기야 심정 만사여의 심통 천지여와 동일체 아여 천지 동심정 천지연기야 심정 만사여의 심통 천지여와 동일체 아여 천지 동심정 천지연기야 심정 만사여의 심통 천지여와 동일체 아여 천지 동심정 천지연기야 심정 만사여의 심통 천지여와 동일체 아여 천지 동심정 천지연기야 심정 만사여의 심통 천지여와 동일체 아여 천지 동심정 천지연기야 심정 만사여의 심통 천지여와 동일체 아여 천지 동심정 천지연기야 심정 만사여의 심통 천지여와 동일체 아여 천지 동심정 천지연기야 심정 만사여의 심통 천지여와 동일체 아여 천지 동심정 천지연기야 심정 만사여의 심통 천지여와 동일체 아여 천지 동심정 천지연기야 심정 만사여의 심통 천지여와 동일체 아여 천지 동심정 천지연기야 심정 만사여의 심통 천지여와 동일체 아여 천지 동심정 천지연기야 심정 만사여의 심통 천지여와 동일체 아여 천지 동심정 천지연기야 심정 만사여의 심통 천지여와 동일체 아여 천지 동심정 천지연기야 심정 만사여의 심통 천지여와 동일체 아여 천지 동심정 Please join your palms together for March prayer. Grace of heaven and earth, grace of parents, grace of fellow beings, grace of laws. We are grateful to welcome a new calendar page to the month of spring. After enduring the dark, cold of winter time, bright yellow daffodils are waiting to burst and bloom. In the energy of the awakening earth, stirring with new growth, we receive a message of hope from the earth and sky. May the gentle winds of March awaken our own spirits. As the earth begins to soften and new life emerges. May our hearts open to renewal. During this time of early spring, 111 years ago, Sotae-san, our founding teacher, entered deep absorption, forgetting day and night, transcending space and time. On an April morning in 1916, with the courage and unwavering dedication, he attained great enlightenment. In March, may we spend more time in nature and replenish ourselves with renewed energy. May we rededicate ourselves to cultivating consistency in our practice, grounded in mindfulness and compassion. May our daily and weekly practice and upcoming retreats and classes lead us to awakening, springing forth with joy and insight. In gratitude, we bow to heaven and earth. We bow to our marvelous potential to grow and bloom. May we walk this month with a clarity of mind, kindness in speech, and compassion in action. May each day bring gentle shoots of growth. May we trust the unfolding light within and around us. This we pray. 원하옵니다. 원하옵니다. 간절히 원하옵니다. 내 손길 닿는 곳, 내 발길 머무는 곳, 내 음성 멸치는 곳, 내 마음 향하는 곳마다 우리 모두 다 함께, 우리 모두 다 함께 성불재중 인연이 I wish and pray sincerely and truly, where my hands touch the world, where my feet walk on the earth, where my voice echoes through the hills, and in all realms where my heart and mind reach, that we all together, share a true affinity for attaining great enlightenment and for helping all living beings.
This morning, our good temple friend, Rebecca Kemney, Won He, will share her Dharma Talk. Confidence in our original true nature? Why not? Let us warmly welcome Rebecca.
Good morning. At some point, most of us have felt the quiet ache of not being enough, not smart enough, capable enough, or worthy enough. The sense of deficiency can burden our hearts, shaping how we see ourselves and holding us back from living fully and authentically. Yet the confidence we yearn for isn't something to be earned or achieved. It's already present, a profound potential waiting to be revealed. These are not my words. This is a quote from an article called "Be Confident in Your Buddha Nature" by Lama Dundrup Drolma. And I came across it when I was almost finished writing this talk. It stated the concept so perfectly, I decided to use it to begin these reflections on self-confidence. For the last year or so, I've been working on developing enough confidence in myself so that I can make good decisions about how I act in the world. I've used different terms over the years, calling it confidence, self-power, self-worth, groundedness, in touch with my true nature. But whatever I call it, I know that it takes hard, focused work to develop it, and it's not an easy road for me. And I'd like to share some of that struggle with you today. When I began to think about how different my daily living could be if I walked with strength within myself, I realized that self-confidence, or lack of it, is often reflected in the decisions we make. It takes form in our behavior and in our speech. For example, if I'm talking in a working meeting and someone interrupts me, I can, 1, shut up and resent that person and think bad thoughts about them. 2, I can calmly say, please let me finish. 3, I can sit back, peacefully let them speak, or any number of permutations of those. Behind each of these decisions lies our sense of self-worth. With bigger decisions, those regarding interpersonal relationships, finances, life transitions, we can get stuck. Self-doubt can make it difficult to discern how to act in alignment with our values. We can't settle on an answer. We just go round and around. It feels awful, and we feel bad about ourselves. Why can't I just make a decision already? We are lacking a feeling of self-worth, and that will empower us to move forward. So what do I mean by self-confidence? It's not pride. Pride looks outward for confirmation. And it's based on the ego, as in, I pride myself in being a Buddhist. Or I pride myself in being able to handle conflict. It's also could be based on identity. That's just the kind of person I am. Sometimes viewing yourself as humble is a kind of pride, and we can use it as an excuse to do nothing. In the book Dinner with Buddha by Roland Marullo, he tells this story. A young woman is talking with her dad about following a spiritual path of leadership that has seemingly just opened up for both of them. Yet her father's in denial. The father says, I'm too modest for that, too humble. I'm ordinary. I am not special. His daughter then says, that's a kind of conceit, Dad. That's a kind of pride in your own thoughts and self-hatred mixed together. One of the main spiritual obstacles for Westerners, she says, is a sense of unworthiness, a self-limiting sense of what's possible for them in human life. Another way to frame this idea of self-confidence can be found in chapter 7, verse 5, in Principle of the Nature. Master Sote-san says, "The great way is all-pervasive, without any gaps, but people do not understand this and end up creating gaps on their own." These gaps are what I see as a separation of ourselves from our original true nature, and they develop as we go through this life, just organically. Creation of gaps is often inadvertent, although not always, and it is detrimental to our relationship with ourselves. I also read an interview with Sister Dang Niem of Plum Village about cultivating self-worth, and she called it being your own soulmate. I really like this. She explains, we put ourselves out there as if we're on auction. I'm worth this much. And we wait for others to give us affirmation. But the ultimate power, she asserts, is to be comfortable with ourselves and to be our own soulmates. Soulmate means one who remembers, who knows, and who can master themselves by taking care of their own feelings, thoughts, and body. Wouldn't it be great to seal those gaps, to have that quiet strength of knowing that does not shift even when others put us down or when we fail to accomplish a goal? Some people might ask, so how does this theme of building up the self work with the Buddhist notion of no self? As Domyo Burke says, if the main point is to transcend self-concern, isn't self-esteem the opposite of what we're going for? Good question. The author states that we actually need self-confidence in order to walk the path of a Buddhist practice. We don't need a lot of it, but as she says, just enough to take that next step into the unknown, to face our doubts and fears with some degree of confidence that we need, that will end up being okay in the end and able to respond appropriately. So I took this question of self-confidence to Reverend Ginger at the Won Dharma Center in October. And I asked her, how can I let go of my doubts and fears and stand on something more solid, more reliable, something that is rooted internally and not easily knocked down? I want to walk out into this world with confidence. Her very first words, first thing she said was, well, why not? And she paused for a long time. She let those simple words just ring through me like a gong. It physically resonated through me. And then we talked more about this and what it means and what it says in the scripture, the Dharma words on Ilwansang. And I'm paraphrasing here. We know that all things in the universe are non-dual, even though we treat them as if they are separate. And we know that this is the nature of all people, all sentient beings, all Buddhas. We know that the principle of birth, old age, sickness, and death operates just like the cycle of the seasons. We know that cause and effect operates like the alternating predominance of yin and yang. And we know that this way is perfect and complete, utterly impartial and without self. So when we know these things, or even when we just begin to know them, our actions can reflect this knowing. We can step out into the world with question, why not? Why not leave fear and worry and doubt behind? These feelings are not doing us any favors. Reverend Ginger further advised that we take this work beyond the psychological, beyond how we were brought up, beyond personality, this is just who I am, beyond experiences. Take it to the spiritual level by modeling ourselves after the truth, the perfect and complete way of the universe. It takes belief and understanding of cause and effect and lots of practice at being compassionate with ourselves. I'm going to tell you my shoelaces story. I was brought up not to show off. Don't stick your head up. That no longer serves me well. Maybe it never did. Maybe I overdid it. By acting as if I didn't count, as if I were not as important as the other person in the room, I kind of disappeared. Anyway, the shoelace story. It's a story about lack of agency. I was about 23 years old, unhappy and nervous in the world, but not realizing that I was stuck. My shoelace had broken, and I was making do with a very short lace. For months, I dealt with it, working hard to keep it tied. It kept coming undone, and I would retie it over and over, day after day after day. This was my life. I know it sounds weird, but at the time it seemed normal to me. One day, a friend asked me simply, "Why don't you just buy new laces?" And my world opened up. Honestly, I couldn't believe it. I really didn't have to live like this. It's really okay to be proactive and do something to make my life a little better. I've been living in this deluded world, really, a deeply ingrained sense of helplessness. And finally, someone just said something, and I heard it. I heard it. I remember this instance so clearly because that's when I realized I couldn't go on living like this. I think deep down, I've always known there's something worth fighting for in there, even though I acted and sometimes still act as if there isn't. So let's turn to that article that I began this talk with. The author encourages us to cultivate self-confidence through meditation. When we meditate, we practice how to be aware of awareness, how to take our own mind as an object, to observe and to question. Through meditation, we learn to rest in the state of awareness, which gets easier with practice. The author says, trusting in our Buddha nature supports a natural confidence that allows us to meet challenges with clarity and resilience and authenticity. So as we become more aligned with our true nature, trusting that we are whole and complete as we are, we become less caught up in emotional swirl, less dependent on creature comforts. We are not as vexed when someone misjudges us, and not as clingy when we are praised. Through meditation and practice of mindful choice and action, we create a path to self-confidence. I usually end Dharma talks with practical suggestions, advice, lessons learned, but I have no advice really on how to develop, or more accurately, regain our confidence. Meditation helps, sure, but when I thought it through, I realized that for me, it simply comes down to faith. Not experiences, not studying, not guidance from others. The foundation, the root off of which my self-worth lives and grows, is belief in my Buddha nature. We are whole, perfect, and complete. So let's be our own soulmate, knowing that there is no reason we should not all step out into the world with confidence. Why not?
Thank you so much, Rebecca. Real lovely talk. It was a real gift of a reminder about the wisdom of compassion for ourselves and the ability to trust in our true nature. So thank you so much. Let's spend a few moments quietly reflecting on what Rebecca has just shared with us.
friends at home. You're invited to write your reflections in your journal or post them in the live chat. We really appreciate learning about your thoughts, takeaways, and questions. Friends here in the Dharma Hall, you're welcome to pair up in small groups to share your thoughts and takeaways with each other.
Reverend Sean, would you please share any comments from online friends?
Yes, we have some good comments. Blanca from Austin says, self-confidence is so important in life, and the sooner we learn that, the sooner we will be at peace with ourselves. It is finding that a kilogram where we see ourselves as a whole, complete person. Bob Lemberg said, thank you, Rebecca, for your thoughtful and earnest talk. Perfect timing. I've had a shoelace like that. How far could I make it last?
Thank you. Thank you for your conversation. Did you enjoy your conversation with each other? Wonderful. Why don't we stretch our legs for our closing power meditation, wiggling our toes, ankles, rotation for ankle joints. We have some new friends today. Raise your hand, new faces. Welcome, welcome. Wonderful. And let's put together our bottom of the heels on, our feet, and then tap our 4 feet each other. Yesterday at the Raleigh Temple, we had 30 friends doing 3 hours Qi Gong workshop. And it was very healthy sound energy. And tapping our feet is one of the Qi Gong forms. So we can tap this 4 feet each other and while watching something. Or on your bed, when you lay down, tap. A little bit harder, tap. Lean back if you like, and tapping, 10 more. Breathe. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And shake your legs up and down. We're gonna do closing power meditation for 5 minutes. This day in my mind, this mantra come to my mind. Quality over quantity. I value quality over quantity, the quality of my practice, then how long I sit, the quality of our community, as a practice community, then how many people really here, each and every of your quality of practice, that's so essential and important. So for next 5 minutes, we're gonna bring our good quality of our meditation, although our minds will be, easily pulling us. Okay, after this meditation, you do this. But we're gonna bring our minds to this present moment. Before that, why don't we raise our arms up high, about 15 degree or 20 degree like that. And by opening each fingertips and completely opening up our palms and hands, we are waving to the March spring light. We are connecting with the energy of the warmth and wind of a new season. Feel your back, spine opening, taller, a little bit taller, and taller. Tuck down your chin tiny bit. Beautiful. Taller. Are you growing taller? Taller. Growing up, up, up. Like the movie Demon Hunters. Going up, up, up. Breathe in. We're going to continue growing up on counting 3. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, and relax. Drop. And totally the opposite. Shoulders, arms, hands, fingers, fingertips going the opposite. Exact same posture, but towards the earth. Down, down, down to earth. Down to earth, connecting with the water energy and earth energy. Shoulders going down, ears aligned on our shoulder lines. Down, growing, reaching further down beneath the earth. Further growing down, breathe in, on to 3, breathe in, 1, 2, growing downward more, and 3, release, relax. Now bring hands down together, folding, relaxing on our belly, power meditation for 5 minutes. Breathe out. Breathe in, notice and scan your body and mind from here now, head to toe, in a sense of calm and peace.
Thank you for practicing with us this morning. My name is Eric. I appreciated the reminder that spring is a time of renewal, not just in the world outside, but kind of a renewal for the world we have inside ourselves, and that every moment is an opportunity to renew our confidence and our faith in our true nature. So thank you, Rebecca, for the reminder.
Every morning at 6:30 a.m., we invite you to join us here at the Chapel Hill Temple for early morning silent meditation. This is a beautiful way to set the tone for each day.
Half-day spring equinox retreat will be held at the Raleigh Temple on March 21st. Come join us to enjoy waking up our bodies, minds, and spirits with the emerging energy of spring.
The Won Buddhism Intermediate class opens on Saturday, March 28th in the afternoon. This class is designed for those who have completed the intro class or who are already familiar with Won Buddhism teachings and would like to deepen their understanding of Dharma, Karma, and the threefold practice. Registration is now available on our website.
A week-long spring mountain retreat guided by Reverend Qi Gong at Southern Dharma still has a few available spaces. The beauty of a week-long retreat is that it offers time and space to cleanse our karmic energy and immerse ourselves in deep inner stillness.
And would you like to cultivate a little more peace today? This afternoon at 4 p.m., we invite you to join our weekly community meditation at our North Raleigh Temple. All are welcome.
Let us go to page 13 to bless one another, singing morning prayer song. Dhammakaya Buddha, fourfold grace, I begin a new day in your presence. Today full of health and with peace of mind. May I walk along the path of the Buddha. Dhammakaya Buddha, fourfold grace. I begin a new day with your grace. Today gratefully and with gentle words, may I live in harmony with all those I meet. Dhammakaya Buddha, fourfold grace. I begin a new day with compassion. Today making the world a more loving place. May I do all that I can for one world. Many, many blessings to your month of March. Raise hands. See you next week, dear friends, online. And if you're new, first time, please see me so we get to know you a little bit more.